Hello everyone and welcome back to the final topic in our series, which is the animation override controller. What this is going to do is allow us to put a sword in our hand and still use the same attack node here, but it will use a sword attack if we have a sword equipped, and if we don't have the sword equipped, it will go back to our throwing star. This is going to be a longer video, longer topic, so I'm going to break it up into two parts, just like we did the last one. So let's dive in. First off, we want to get some animations and a sword. So over at the asset store, I've already downloaded this, but there's a free katana and scabbard asset. And if you would like to import that, you could do so. Otherwise, if you had your own sword, you could do that. But this is the one I'm going to be using. So once that's downloaded, I'm going to show up here. I put in our imports folder. And let's go grab the model, or sorry, the prefab, and bring it into our scene. So we're going to want this prefab to be kind of on his hip or near it. Let's go find where this hip is, first of all. Right at the top. And the reason we want to use the hip and not a empty object is because as he's moving around and running around, it'll be stuck to his hip. So let's pull this under his hips. Expand that. Now there's a sword mesh and a scabbard mesh, which is great because we're going to be pulling the sword out into one hand and putting it back into the scabbard in the other, or on his hip. So let's align this down by his hip. Let's move it out a little bit and turn it over so it makes sense. Right, you know what? Let's back that up. Make sure we do it to both. Okay. And down a little bit. That's more of his midsection. I kind of want it down here on his hip, so it looks okay. Let's flip it over. And let's tilt it slightly. Maybe drop it down a little bit. Attach somewhere like that. That looks fine for now, for the purpose of this video. So let's do that. And the other thing I want to do is I would like to take this sword mesh, copy it, and put one near his hand. So let's go to his right hand and paste one over there. And we'll make it look like he's holding it. So let's flip this over and rotate it. Rotate this, it's facing out. If you were to grip it, it would make sense. Look at it from the top real quick. And maybe a rotation this way. Okay, that looks good from there. Let's get another angle. It's all lined up. Okay, something like that. Looks fine for now. Might be a little big, so let's take this whole thing and cut it down a little bit. Let's do like well, it was already a large mesh, so let's do 0.007. About right. Copy that over. Make sure the proportions are good. Okay. Not spend too much time on this. Let's do the same with this guy. We'll do a 0.007 and we'll save that. Okay, that looks fine. So now that we have those, we're we're going to set this one on our hand off so we don't see it. And that's going to make it easier for us when we do the sheath and unsheath animations to just simply, instead of retargeting or replacing the meshes, we can just turn this one off and turn that one back on. Go save, we'll go out of this. And let's make sure he's running and it's sticking to him. All right, that looks fine. Maybe a little low, but that's okay for now. Now we need to get some animations. So what do we need? We need a back in Mixamo. Let's look for a withdraw sword. Drawing sword. It's kind of about where we had it actually, so it looks pretty good. Maybe increase. No, it's too far. That looks about right. So let's download this one for the withdraw without skin, FBX for Unity, like we were doing before. Go into our animation. We'll just call it withdrawing sword. And then we need to sheath a sword. Well, another sheathing sword. It's about the same spot. I think these ones were related because it's the same avatar. So we're going to go ahead and do that so they match. And download without skin. Sheathing sword. Save to our animations. Good. And then we are going to do a sword attack. The generic sword attack will do. These guys are really cool, but he has a shield and this one's a two-hander. So let's just go with this generic sword for the demonstration. Just a normal swipe, that'll work. Download that one. Call it stable sword outward slash. Sure, that's fine. Okay, let's head back into Unity. And now that we have our animations, and we're going to have to edit all these like we've been doing before. So we're going to go to rig, generic, humanoid, create from other avatar, grab our ninja avatar, and apply. Make sure it looks good. That's good. Sheath. He's rotating a little bit, so the quick fix is fake into pose, keep an original for the rotation root transformation, and we will name this sheath. Okay. While we're here, we're going to want to trigger this sheath to activate and deactivate the mesh renderers for the swords. We could do that right now, but if we want to test it, maybe we shouldn't because it'll throw some errors. So let's wait on that a little bit. Just remember we have to go back and do that. Let's quickly do the next animations. Go to, make sure we apply. Go to the next one. It's going to be humanoid from avatar, characters, ninja avatar. We're getting really good at this now. And try this out. That's a nice attack. So sword attack. Do that one. And that looks fine. I need to change it later. And then the final animation, have the withdraw. Oh, make sure we apply. Thank you for reminding me. Go to the withdraw and rig and humanoid. Create from other avatar. There it is. Apply that. Check the animation. That looks good. Okay. And let's rename that withdraw. Okay, so now that we have that done, let's apply and let's make a transition to a new state. So we will call this sheath and withdraw. Sheath underscore withdraw. And the motion is going to be, originally, we want it to be probably withdraw, and then we'll override it to the sheath once he has the weapon out in his hand. So let's go find our animation, our withdraw, and we'll do that. And then, like we did before, from grounded, we're going to right click, make transition to sheath, and make transition from sheath back to grounded. We're going to click on the arrow going in. We need a parameter like we did before, so let's make a new trigger. Sheath underscore withdraw. Okay, that's going to be our new trigger. We're going to call in code, and we're going to make that condition, this our condition for this animation. We're going to say no exit time, and on the way out, we do want the exit time with no condition. So now we have that set up, we are going to go into code here, and I think I'm going to stop this video right here for the part 1, and I'm going to finish up on the second part with the code and showing you the whole animation override so that you get full concentration on that. So this was a good setup, and let's go finish it off in the second video.